Okay, next let's continue with example 2. Find all critical points on the graph fxy equals to y squared plus 2x cubed minus xy squared and determine the nature of the points. We have here is the function fxy is y squared plus 2x cubed minus xy squared. For the first step, you will find fx, fy, fxx and fyy and also fxy. Okay. Okay, your fx is 6x squared minus y squared. Your fy differentiate with respect to y, you will get 2y minus 2xy. Your fxx is you will get 12x. And your fyy you will get 2 minus 2x. And your fxy you will get negative 2y. Don't forget it must be comes from the fx. Okay, next step. Continue with step 2. Step 2, you want to find the critical point, meaning we will set your fx equals to 0 and fy equals to 0. Okay, continue. Fx equals to 0, so you have 6x squared minus y squared equals to 0 is your first equation. Okay, next, fy equals to 0, so your 2y minus 2xy is your second equation. Okay, when you simplify, you will get y minus xy equals to 0 and factorize, you will get y 1 minus x equals to 0. Alright, so now you will get your y equals to 0 and your 1 minus x equals to 0 and you will get x equals to 1. For the first equation, you don't have to simplify because you cannot simplify into a single variables, meaning you cannot simplify into y equals to something or x equals to something. Okay, so your x and y cannot be as the subject. Okay, so you don't have to simplify your first equation. Alright, so now what happened with your solution from the second equation? Yes, the solution from the second equation will be right as the third equation. Okay, in this case, you have to solve for the simultaneous equation. Okay, now we have to solve for the simultaneous equation. So, you will substitute your third equation into the first equation. Alright, since you have two values for your third equation, meaning you have to substitute for that two values. Firstly, substitute for the y equals to 0. Secondly, you will substitute for x equals to 1. Alright, so let's start with when y equals to 0. Okay, you substitute into 1. You will get 6x squared minus 0 equals to 0. Now you will get the value is x equals to 0. So now you can get in the form of a point. Okay, so you have here x equals to 0 and y equals to 0. So you will get the point is 0, 0. Okay, next. When x equals to 1, okay, substitute in your first equation. Okay, you have 6y squared minus y squared equals to 0. When you simplify, you get your y is plus minus square root 6 or sed 6. Okay, so now we have y is equals to negative sed 6 and y equals to sed 6. Okay, make sure you have to write in the form of points because we want to find the critical points. So we will have 2 points here, right? So the first one is when x equals to 1, you will get y is negative sed 6. So you will get this point, 1 and negative sed 6. The second one, when y equals to 1, you have y equals to sed 6. So you have 1 and sed 6. So now we can see we have 3 points. Your critical points will be 0, 0, 1 negative sed 6 and 1 sed 6. Okay, to determine the nature of the points, we will use the test for extrema. Okay, the formula is given by d equals to fxx fyy minus fxy square. Okay, when you simplify, your d is 24x minus 24x square minus 4y square. Okay, so now let's see the nature of the points. So we have to find points d, fxx, and also the nature. So we have 3 points. Okay, so the first one for point 0, 0, you will get your d is 0. That means you will get inconclusive. Second one, you will get your d is negative 24 less than 0. So you will find the nature is saddle point. And lastly, you also will get negative 24 less than 0, which means it is also a saddle point. Okay, this is your final answer. Let's continue with example 3. Find all critical points on the graph fxy equals to x cubed plus y cubed plus 3x squared y minus 18y squared plus 5 and determine the nature of the points. Okay, firstly we will find the fx, fy, fxx, fyy and also fxy. Okay, these are all your fx, fy, fxx, fyy and fxy. Okay, next to find the critical point, we will set your fx equals to 0 and your fy equals to 0. Okay, next. Okay, we will see either you can simplify these two equations. Okay, your first equation, you can factorize your x and y, right? So you can simplify your first equation. That is, when you simplify and you will factorize as 3x times x plus 2y equals to 0. So from here you will get your x equals to 0. And another one, we have your x is negative 2y. Okay, for the second equation you don't have to simplify because you cannot factorize your x and y. Alright, continue. Then you will have the third equation here. Okay, now we will solve for the simultaneous equation, which means you have to substitute your third equation into second equation, equation number 2. Okay, so similar with the previous examples, we have two values for your third equation. So when x equals to 0, you will substitute into equation number 2. We have 3y squared plus 0 minus 36y equals to 0. Okay, so simplify. Now you will get your y equals to 0 and y equals to 12. Meaning here we have 2 points. Okay, the first one here, y0, x0. The second one, we have x0 and y12. Okay, continue. Next, when x equals to 2y, negative 2y, you will substitute in your equation number 2 and simplify. You will get the value of y. So look at here, you can factorize your y. You will get y times 15y minus 36 equals to 0. So simplify, you will get y equals to 0. Okay, when y equals to 0, look at here, the point is in the form of equation, meaning you have to substitute your y and you will get, when y equals to 0, your x is also equals to 0. And second one, you have your y equals to 12 over 5. So when y equals to 12, you will substitute into your x and you will get it is x equals to negative 24 over 5. Alright, so you have another 2 points. The first one 0, 0. The second one negative 24 over 5 and 12 over 5. Okay, make sure you put the right x and y. Okay. Alright, now how many critical points we have? Yes, we have only 3 critical points because 0, 0 is the same point. Okay, next we will determine the nature of the points by using the test for extrema. So D is fxx, fyy minus fxy square. Substitute the formula. And simplify, you will get 6x plus 6y times 6y minus 36x squared. Continue. Next, we will determine the nature of the points. Okay, we have 3 points, 0, 0, 0, 12, and negative 24 over 5, 12 over 5. Okay, so the first one, when a point 0, 0, your D is 0, that means there is no conclusion. Second one, when your points 0, 12, you get your D is 2592 greater than 0, meaning you have to check for your fxx. So your fxx is 72, which means you will get the minimum point because your fxx is greater than 0. Continue. If you use the points negative 24 over 5 and 12 over 5, you will get the value of D is negative 2592 over 5, which means less than 0, and we say that it is a saddle point. So this is your final answer.